Recording is now on. Stuart, could you just quickly say something?
Sausage.
Just put you at 150. Okay. In 3, 2. Oh, who wants to be the driver?
Stu Cam.
Okay. So yeah, stuck on traffic on the M1, pulling in services, and then we'll kick the apprentice out to go and get McDonald's. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Come on, Stuart. Can't you find us better traffic than this?
Tell that to the traffic.
We've been stuck in this for an hour now.
You're telling me.
How you doing back there, apprentice?
Getting hungry.
Right, well, Stuart, pull over at the next services then, and we'll send out the apprentice to get some McDonald's for us.
I will do that. I'm hungry, I know.
Yeah, same. Well, welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I am your host, Ben. We've got Stuart and the apprentice, TJ.
Guten Abend.
Good evening.
So we've got a fair bit to talk about, to be fair.
Yes.
Yeah. Starting off with, obviously, last time we all spoke, 19B, the Darjeeling tank, had just been secured for the trust. So she has now been transferred to her base of operations, shall we call it, at Statfold Barn.
Indeed she has. And she does not look out of place.
She does not look out of place. I know they've given her a good clean up. The boiler
They certainly have.
The boiler plate is now visible to everyone.
After about 20 years of it being in the UK, it can now be read. The steam pipes are copper, which we didn't know.
I was about to say they found some steam pipes, but you've had something to do with the tank engine.
As one of the few Statfold representatives for the trust.
Are you involved with the trust then? Like you put some money in?
Minorly involved. I'm donating in services rather than funds. I'm offering my services as a cleaner because I can afford that. But yes, so she went out on a test run on Monday last week. Monday, at the time of recording, it was Monday the 10th, so last week.
Yeah, Monday the 10th.
Dating the video.
Yeah. What was it? A fitness to run? See if she was still okay?
Fitness to run, which was an inspection before we filled a boiler and lit her up. And then a gauging run, which we all found slightly confusing considering she's been to the railway last year and fit perfectly fine. However, the chairman said she may have got fat over the winter. So that's why we're doing the gauging run. And a general test run, make sure everything's safe and sound.
Oh, that's good then. That's good.
Check for any leaks as well.
Basically. So the fitness to run inspection went well. It went particularly well. There are a few niggles here and there that need sorting, but they will last until the end of her ticket in February. So they'll be fine till overhaul. They just need a little bit of keeping an eye on, basically.
The coaches have been delivered now as well, haven't they?
They have. Both coaches have been delivered. So I was there on the Sunday before the test run.
Right.
And I was giving her a clean, giving her a proper scrub and getting these lovely copper steam pipes, glistening like copper. And then at the end of the day, we were having a bit of a drink and a chill out before we all headed off for the night. And we get a phone call from one of the wife of one of the people that was there, who'd just gone outside, And when she went outside, she spotted this rather large blue box coming down the driveway to the entrance.
A bit early then.
They arrived. We didn't know it was arriving. So yes, a little bit early because it wasn't supposed to be arriving till later last week. It wasn't supposed to be probably Wednesday, Thursday kind of time, which not ideal because that's when we open. We start open on the Wednesday, so not 100% ideal, but hey ho. It got here on the Sunday, just after we closed, and basically it had to be stored overnight till it could be sorted on Monday because it didn't arrive till gone 5 o'clock. So most people had gone home at this point. So she was stored outside the front of museum. The coach was.
And then put on her new
overnight.
tracks.
And then she was taken up to the top and unloaded onto our high level, onto our concrete road.
Probably the easiest one.
And the second coach arrived on the Monday, and that was unloaded straight away. And they're now stored at the top. They are being stored at the top somewhere, I believe temporarily outside, but don't put me to that because I didn't ask.
And I know that the trust has said that the last of the equipment has been picked up from beaches.
Everything that went up for sale and was bought is now gone, apart from the track. The track is still being lifted. We as Statfold Barn Railway, or the Statfold Narrow Gauge Trust, own the generator wagon that they had there. Which is we're going to be partnered with the Carabasset, which means we can use things like the oven and all of the electrical appliances.
Operate a proper dining train.
So,
the Carabasset coach is used for
Carabasset is a hireable, so you can hire the coach basically.
It's used for like weddings and parties and stuff like that because it's got embroidered floors, very nice fancy seats.
Fancy seats. Yeah, I cannot wait for my 21st, but news on that when I actually message them about it.
Yeah, but so it's very much we don't want the general public traipsing through this carriage.
It's you have to book it out basically.
Yes.
But back to 19B herself. So on the Monday, I arrived at the ungodly time of 7:30 in the morning.
Horror.
And basically got straight on with giving her cab a clean and giving her a general wipe down. The chairman of the trust and his son, Jeremy Davey, the chairman, and his son Archie, arrived at about 8 o'clock. And then she was positioned eventually after we'd got two other locos out of the way. She was positioned outside over the pit, where they could then go and inspect her. She was inspected. Everything went well. Obviously, a few little bits and bobs that need working on.
Yep. Well, there always will be with a steam engine like that.
Yes, especially one that age, 134 years old, and her boiler is original.
Goddamn.
Yes.
But yeah, so I've heard she's ran well, didn't she?
She certainly did. So obviously, when she arrived with us, she was completely empty of water. No water in the tanks, in the boiler, nothing. So we had to fill her up completely, and that was a good 3 hours. And then because she'd been sleeping soundly for about a month and a half, trying to get her to come round and light up was a bit of a job.
Got to blow the cobwebs out.
The engine's pretty much just sitting there like, no, I don't want to, leave me alone.
She wanted 5 more minutes, basically. So she took a while to get lit up. We basically burnt the entire wood pile that was available for us. And then eventually obviously moved to coal, yada, yada, yada. She did arrive with coal, which was good. She arrived with some Beech's coal, so she was quite happy.
Until that runs out.
until that runs out, which it will do fairly quickly.
Because there's not much left, is there?
Not the beaches coal, no. It's whatever's in the tender. That's about it.
I know one of the others recently moved a load of the coal about, didn't they?
Yes, one of the team, one of the Statfold team moved some of her coal about, brought it all forwards pretty much, because it was spread across the length of the tender, so brought it all forwards, piled it up. However, test runs went wonderfully. So we took her out with the set we'd been using for our midweek services, which is, as Ben will know, the Brediger set.
Bredgar, the Pick-a-Mix set.
Yes, Bredger, not Brediger.
Yeah.
Yes, we often call it the Pick-a-Mix set with the open coach added, obviously. That new coach we have, which will be in one of the videos I send. So Ben better put these in because these are impressive videos.
Maybe.
No, trust me, you will want to put them in. So yeah, she went wonderfully, performed incredibly well. It was great. She went tender first on her first test run, hauling the coaches.
Yeah, because when she was last here, she was on high level. No, she was running on low
level.
No,
she was on the low level, so she did run, but she never ran tender first. I'm pretty sure she was turned every trip.
I think she was, yeah.
However, we didn't have... Well, we could have gone down to the balloon loop and turned her, but we only had time for
up and down
two sort of test runs. Well, 2 loaded test runs and a light engine test run. But we didn't know we'd have time for the light engine test run until after the 2 loaded runs.
Right.
So we went out with the coaches tender first, and because at the beaches she never ever ran tender first, she did struggle a little bit coming back from the balloon loop heading back towards Oak Tree. She did struggle a little bit. However, she never once faltered. She slowed and she slowed and she slowed, but she never stopped. She marched over that hill.
You got to think as well, the crews are not used to running her tender first without outside.
Not used to running her tender first, and as the chairman who was driver for the day, because he has been involved with the loco for 20 odd years. So he is the chief basically in terms of operating the loco. He is the main man. So he was driving, and he did actually make the statement of, it's weird, I have to get used to the small regulator increments, because at the beaches it's very much fully open and fully shut.
Right.
Because it is a 1 in 22 hill on one side of the site and a 1 in 19 on the other.
Oh, okay.
And as a figure of 8, it meant they could go either way round. So she could be going down the 1 in 22 and then up the 1 in 19 for a trip, and then she could go the other way. So yeah, bit interesting. But she managed it. She slowed and she slowed and she slowed, but she did not stop. Absolute racket she made. Going up that bank.
Those engines are built for hills.
She was hills. I think you mean mountains, sir. They were built for climbing mountains, specifically.
Yes. Let's take her up Ben Nevis.
I'm sure she'd make it.
Yeah.
But yes, it went incredibly well. So I will make sure that the Cos puts his puts these clips in. Because if he doesn't, he's in trouble.
Just remember who's in charge of your apprenticeship.
Okay, but at the same time, 19B and climbing hills like a boss. These are clips you want to put in. but yes, it went incredibly well, and she is cleared for running. There will be official running dates put out on the day of the launch party at the railway.
Which we don't know when that is yet.
We do. It has been publicised.
Has it?
It has.
That one, then.
The launch date is the 6th of August this year. And anyone who donated money to the trust has an invite for them and one other to attend. 19B will be running, probably with certain members of Statfold crew, because the trust themselves, the people from the trust, will probably be slightly busy.
Yes.
So it'll be Statfold operated crews. However, the basic.
Do the blue cars that she's coming with have a guard compartment?
I believe they do.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
As in, they do, because I've seen it. Because the brake coach was the one that arrived first. I'm pretty sure.
I've never been, so I wouldn't know until. So
no.
That means all the.
I've never been to the never been to the beaches. But the coach that arrived on the Sunday, I'm pretty sure was the brake coach. I can't remember. I did get one picture of it, so I'll submit that here.
Well, looks like all the guards will have to be familiarised on that as well, then.
Yep, it's another set to be familiarised on. It won't get much use, because the way to get in and out of it is from the ground. Which, obviously, at Statfold, where we have proper platforms, does prove difficult because we have to step down to step into the coach.
We'll figure something out. I'm sure they'll figure something out.
Something will be sorted. Whether it runs on the high level and like the coaches run on the high level and it loads from by the turntable at the top and at the crossing down at Oak Tree, I don't know. Something will be done to use them.
Yes.
And they will be done safely.
Yes.
That is the most important thing. Yes. It will be safe.
Would be good sets run on the high level then, probably.
Maybe, possibly. Just depends on what they want.
We'll figure it. They'll figure it out. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, Stuart, pull into these services. We'll send the apprentice to get to McDonald's.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah. Right. I'll have a Big Mac and nuggets, chocolate milkshake. Yeah.
Yep.
Stuart.
5-piece chicken select, if you don't mind.
Yep. No problem.
All right.
See you shortly.
See you. Yeah. Be quick.
Doubt you'll be quick because I've seen the queue.
Oh dear. Right, well, might as well get comfy then. So, but yeah, talking of coal and the beaches coal.
The Welsh.
The Welsh coal has yes, they've what was we? I've completely forgot what we're going to talk about coal now.
The heritage railways are completely safe from the coal ban.
Yes, that was it. Let me find the article. There we go. Yes. So, Heritage Railway dodged threat of coal mining ban. The Heritage Railway Association, which was campaigning to support British coal mining, has expressed considerable relief following the decisive rejection of a controversial amendment to the Energy Bill, which was sought to end all domestic coal mining in the UK. So obviously this goes hand in hand with what we talked about last time, where they were expanding...
Tata Steel's coal mine, yeah.
Yeah, Port Talbot and a new one in Cumbria.
One in Cumbria?
Yeah, they were meant to be opening a new one in Cumbria, weren't they?
I don't remember about Cumbria, but I definitely remember South Wales.
Okay. But yes, she's... So, yeah, we've basically now got the... I don't know how much longer?
A while. We'll just say that. A while.
Yeah. But we have still got a coal supply, which is good, while we try and figure out the artificial coals.
Yeah, because they're still in very early testing phases. I mean,
Yeah.
Southland's got some, but
That'd go well.
well, it mixed reception, I would say, really, because I mean, it's not black for a start, so it stands out.
Yes, I know Ribble's been
And
trying.
at the moment, it's a wee bit expensive.
Yeah, I know Ribble.
But I imagine if they get more into it, it'll become a bit cheaper.
Yeah, once the demand and the production side of it increases. But I know the Ribble Railway has been experimenting with some, but they're quite a flat railway, so it's been working all right for them.
I imagine Taliflin, it would work okay for them because they're small.
Yes. So, but yeah, no, it's good to hear that the coal, because it's not, you got to think it's, well, we're talking about this as a heritage side of things. There is still the massive amounts of steel industry that needs coal. I heard a figure the other day. Someone said to me that an energy chief was asked the question, how much electricity would it take to heat up one of these furnaces? Just one furnace to produce steel. Take a guess, Stuart.
Oh, just one furnace.
Yeah. How much electricity?
I'm guessing it'll be in the gigawatt range.
It would be that much electricity that the entirety of the UK would go black.
Jesus.
Basically, it would just black out the entirety of the UK. There would just not be enough power left in the grid to power the rest of the country. Just for one furnace, mind you.
Yeah, you're gonna need like a burnable fuel source for that sort of power.
Yeah.
Just nah. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Like, have they tried any other sort of fuel source for steelworks?
Not that I'm aware of.
I imagine they've probably done some tests with like burning oil to see how hot that can get. But then again, there's also the danger of when you put more oil in, it'll catch fire as it's going in and then go back out the tubes.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest. Because obviously I don't really follow much into the steel industry, admittedly, but I would assume that it's not just about getting to the temperature; it's holding that temperature.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's talks about stopping the oil coming from the North Sea anyway, or stopping exploration for more oil in the North Sea fields.
They'll probably drill out what's already there and leave it at that.
Yeah. And this is why I've got a big problem with some of these energy plans, because they are so short-sighted.
Yeah, because you can prepare as much as you like, but if it's not feasible in the long term,
well,
what are you doing?
Well, this is the biggest argument for me, Stuart, is you're going to need all that steel and metal and stuff to make the wind turbines and the solar panels. So until we've got enough of those, we're going to need to be burning coal and other materials to make them. So, yeah. But I know some coal has recently been burnt in some boilers.
Yeah, tornadoes passed our steam test, and
the hydraulic
for the first time since 1945, the T3 has moved under her own power.
Since 45, really?
Yeah.
Has it been that long?
It's been that long.
Wow.
And do you want to know the best bit?
Go on.
They moved her on the day she was outshopped.
So...
when she was built.
Oh, anniversary.
Yeah.
Dang. That's impressive. If you're gonna do it, why not do it then, eh?
Oh yeah, if you're gonna do it, go completely on for it.
Yeah. So, no, I'm glad to hear that she's. I didn't realise it's been since 45.
Yeah, she's been withdrawn that long.
Wow. But yes, Tornado has passed steam and hydraulic tests. The boiler is still off frames.
As of last time I checked, yeah, it might still be out the frames. Might be in the process of putting it back in.
Yeah.
I imagine since it's passed an out of frame steam test, they'll probably test it in frames and connect everything up, make sure everything's working properly.
Yeah, but
then have her go and get restarted.
Yeah, but so Tornado's on her way back out. Anyway, her boiler's passed, and if nothing else needs to do into the engine, since her mishap at 90 mile an hour, we could be seeing Tornado back on the run.
Oh yeah.
Pretty damn.
Here's
soon.
hoping she can actually wear Eleni or Apple Green this time.
Yes, I would love to see both Tornado and Scotsman in Apple Green, to be fair.
But with the NRM's current status, nah. Not going to see Scotsman and Apple Green for a long time.
Are we not?
Nah. Because they want her current condition to be as authentic as possible. Which means BR liveries only.
Great.
Here's my argument. Give her some peppercorn deflectors and have her go around as humorist.
Well, to be fair, with Scotsman, she's not prototypical anymore.
Nope.
Because she's got a white roof.
Yep. Royal Train Duty.
Royal Train Duty, so now she can have a white roof. So, in theory, they could dress her up as anything and everything. Will she have a black roof back, or is she staying white?
I think they're going to keep the white roof for a while until she's due another repaint.
Right, fair enough.
Because, I mean, she's pretty much booked for a good long while yet, so they'll probably do that when she's got some downtime.
But yeah, at least... we now know she's definitely... Royal Trains are still a thing.
They'll always be a thing.
Oh yeah, that'll always be a thing. So... But yeah, speaking of colours and preservation and stuff, somehow, somewhere, last time we talked about a tank that's been found. This time we're talking about 2 tank engines that have been found.
Ah, yes, those 2.
Yes.
Right, I did some reading about that.
Go on.
They were bought for some theme park in Canada, or northern states of the US. It's one of them.
Right.
But that park went bankrupt. So those 2 have been in storage since.
And how long's that been, do we know?
40 years?
Jesus Christ.
And in fairness, they are Class 62s, aka knockoff S100s.
USA tanks.
You could probably shove a fire in it and it'll go.
From the picture that you've shown me, they do look in good nick. Because they've been in a shed, haven't they, for the past 40 years? And again, the shed looks like it's been well looked after. And the engines, from the picture you've sent, look like they were put in there the other day.
They could easily steam again, but with the rules and regulations for North America, I don't think they will. They'll probably just keep them as is.
Yeah, it would still be nice to see them because they're the Polish variant, aren't they?
I think JZ is Czechoslovakia.
So right, okay, so they shipped over the tank engines to us.
No, these are the copies of the S100.
Yeah, no. So the S100 came over to us, and then
over into Europe.
Then
the Czechs made copies of them.
And now those copies have gone back to the Americas.
Yeah.
Talk about a roundabout way of doing things, eh?
I mean, we've got an S160 that was never intended to go to Europe, so...
I mean, we've got a 8F that got lost in Tunisia.
I mean, we had one that hit a camel and it came back.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, we'll definitely keep an eye on that one if we can hear any more about the Americas.
If we hear any more, we'll definitely put an update out.
Yes, but moving a bit further south, still in the Americas, the railroads aren't doing very well, are they?
Oh no.
More train wrecks, including on a preservation railway.
Yeah, we had the Lachlan Steelworks Porters, one of them derailed.
Number 58. Now, we say derailed, it just sort of kept going.
They decided, no, this buffer's not going to stop me, I'm going this way.
Yeah, it's very much a case of just hook onto the end and we'll pull it back onto the rail. So it's no injuries, no damage to the loco, anything like that. Besides, I don't know, maybe a bit of a chip paint and a bit of the front end might be dented slightly.
Same can't be said for what happened in St. Louis.
Yeah, what happened in St. Louis?
From what I could see, something happened off camera,
Right.
and the rear portion of the train kind of fell over.
Oh god, I don't want that sound to play. I'm just watching the. Yeah, that's impressive. Because it looks like it's from one of those.
Yeah, it looks like it's jumped the switch. Like one of the boxcars has jumped the switch and brought everything else behind it with it.
Yeah, I'm just having a look now.
So someone's got some splaining to do.
I mean, it's rocking a fair bit, so. Here we go.
Could be a track fault.
Can just see it. Something sparks. So there's something in between the rails by the crossing, and it's come off. Probably hit a check rail or something. And it's just gone, nope, and fallen over.
Yep, and it's torn up a fair bit of the track with it, from what I could see as well.
Yeah. It's
Next question as to how long it took that to clean up.
Well, with NTSB reporting and everything, it would be a while. But yeah, I mean, there was some of the American accidents have actually started to influence things with Network Rail. Because there was a bridge that collapsed the other month.
I think I know which one that is.
Yeah, some tanker trains were going over a bridge, and the bridge gave way under said train.
Yeah. This was last month, I think.
Yeah, but after we recorded, sort of like.
Yeah, I found it there. There it is.
Yeah. Do you want to just chuck that in the chat?
Yeah, I have no idea what caused that one.
Well, this is the thing. Because of it being a bridge collapse, not just a normal derailment, the rest of the railway industry has taken note, and Network Rail is now checking out its own bridges similar to that design. So this is a box trestle.
Don't blame them.
Yeah, it's a box trestle where the train goes through the middle of the trestle.
Yeah, there was the only in my head. From what I remember, there is one location I definitely know that design of bridge is used, and that's over the Great Western Main Line between Bristol and Exeter. You know that junction that goes to Castlecarry?
Not personally, but go on.
One of the like I think the down line goes up an incline over the bridge, which goes over the junction.
Right.
So I think they'll probably need to check that one, and that will probably result in the down line being closed.
Well, you think it's not just girder bridges; it's any sort of bridge where it's on top of
Pillars.
Yeah, pillars. So any like a normal girder bridge. So it's going to be interesting to see those reports one day coming out and going, oh no, all these bridges.
The next thing we know, they found several major faults in bridges they didn't think they would have.
This is why you check your bridges.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, then again, you've got how many times do bridges in the UK get hit by trucks and buses?
Too many times.
Too many times.
I mean, there's one near me. It's like Cameron Toll Shopping Centre in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
It's on the old suburban line.
Right.
2 bridges over the top of a roundabout. Lorries come in to Cameron Toll, get unloaded. They
Right.
go under the bridge empty, and then they're expecting to come out. Like, they go unloaded, sorry. They're expected to come out empty and end up smacking the bridge.
Oh dear.
Yeah, because what they think, oh, I've got in, I can get out easily. No, you're coming back out loaded, sir.
Oh dear. And this is containers,
Because
is it?
that's one thing that some people don't seem to realise. When you take a load off, the springs decompress. Suspension decompresses, thus raising your height.
Yes.
Smacking bridge.
It's not just that as well. If it's a double decker and some of the lorries have got also hydraulic lifting on the suspension, on the trailers, so that they can level off for dock levelers and stuff like that to unload in the warehouse. And if the driver doesn't know or resets it to a riding height, bang. It's that ridiculous, right, with some of the bridge heights, that there are 2 fire engines specifically designed to go under railway bridges in... I will find out the place and put it on screen, but they look very squat and ridiculous. If you give me 2 seconds, I will see if I can try and find the picture.
There's a fire station in England.
Yeah, I think it's Sussex. Oh, I know. I was talking to someone about these the other day. They are very squat and weird looking. Found it. They are, Suffolk Fire and Rescue, and it's Needham Market.
All right.
So, there's one, Stuart. But yeah,
It looks a wee bit squat, but
there's
not
the
too
bridge.
different. Oh my god!
Yeah,
That is pushing it.
that is very much pushing it. What's that?
Jesus.
Yeah, and there's 2 of those bridges, so they have 2 fire engines just to go under those bridges.
I think you'd struggle to get a van under there, let alone the fire engines.
Yeah. You can actually see in the picture as well the crash guards that are now being installed on these bridges. So,
They have to have them.
Yeah, so what they've done now, people, is they've put 2 special metal pipes, I-beams, that trucks and lorries and buses will hit first before they hit the bridge, because of course with it being a girder bridge that's just sat on concrete pillars, there's a risk if you hit it hard enough you can knock it out of place and knock the track out of the place, and shift it. So I saw these on a YouTube video and I was like, what the hell is that? And yeah, it's Needham Market. They've got 2 and they are weird. It's like someone's just come along.
Reminds me of the Porta twins.
Yeah, it's like someone's just come along and sliced the top of the fire engine off.
It's like, that'll do.
Yeah. But anyway. Talking about collisions and stuff. There's that lovely video of the car flying through a
Yes,
road crossing.
I did check. That was from 2019.
Oh, 2019 is it?
Yeah, but it baffles me how, like, why?
Well, we talked about this on our first episode, didn't we? About the guy driving through.
Like, how much of an idiot could you be to do that on a level crossing?
Well, yeah, £30,000 in delays and repairs. So
it might not sound like much, but to Network Rail, that's
a lot of money.
More money that they don't want to spend.
If they can avoid crossings coming down, because you got to think, while they're repairing the crossing, that's no trains running. While no trains are running,
and they have to close the road to that crossing as well.
Yeah, that's also the road closure. And what I said, while no trains are running, no revenue's being made. And while no trains are running or being delayed, Network Rail gets to find the operators. So, and I mean, just to hamper, if that happened today, oh boy, would it have been.
Oh, be getting the book thrown at him.
Well, not the person in the car light, but the rail operators would know about it on Twitter and Facebook and Threads, because.
Oh, why's my train cancelled? Just show them the video.
Well, no. You think about the delays and the revenue lost. It's been that bad recently that some bright spark has decided to close the ticket offices.
Yeah, bad idea.
Yeah. So this is only when you're costing £30,000 in repairs. Those cuts need to be made somewhere, and the first thing that goes is probably the ticket office.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem with that. Those staff are safety critical in some stations.
Yes, because getting people on and off the train if they're disabled. What if, say, you're an older person that doesn't like ticket machines or doesn't understand how they work?
Or English isn't your first language.
Or English isn't your first language, and all you can go is Birmingham. Or you need help. You're autistic, ADHD. You just physically can't.
All sorts of problems.
All sorts. Now they're saying that the ticket staff will be on the platform and more visible. But all you're doing is introducing another failure point, because machines fail. And Avanti West has come up with a great solution for when the ticket machines fail, Stuart.
Is it pay on the train?
No. Someone on Twitter said, this ticket machine is not working for collecting pre-booked tickets.
Oh, not the... Oh,
and
I think I know where this is going.
And Avanti West, one of the worst rail operators in the country at the moment, and is being ripped through the media and ripped through the mud, and is probably already heavily delayed at this point on this particular train, says to this person on Twitter, next train in, just pull off the train manager, the guard, the conductor, whatever. They're trained to reset the systems. Now, how long does resetting one of these systems take, Avanti? Right? So you've got to walk up, grab this safety critical person, walk up, tell them ticket's not working. They've got to then go to the ticket machine, which could be a fair trek from their position on the train. Say you're at the other end of the platform and it's one of these big long 12-car platforms, and you're right down at the far end from the station building where this ticket machine is.
Yep.
And also, some of these stations you can't get onto the platform without getting a ticket. So you've got to somehow get their attention from off the platform. They then have to come out, reset the system, get back onto the now even more delayed train, which will probably then get cancelled at the next station because it's delayed that bad. And if you did that at every other station, imagine the delays that it's going to cause.
Oh, yeah. You
go from, we're 20 minutes delayed to 3 hours delayed because we have to keep stopping and reset the system. And could you imagine if you picked the wrong person that doesn't know how to reset the system? Because not all ticket machines are the same.
It's not. Then again, I've remembered something else that somebody was told on Twitter. It's like if your ticket machines at that station aren't working, you can go to another one to go and get a ticket for a certain service. So you're telling me, if I live in Peterborough and I want to go to London, I'd have to go to York or Newcastle to get a train to London?
Yeah.
And we're just sitting here like, what?
I think we're recording again. Yes, we are. Tickets, yeah. Yeah, I saw that one. Basically, what had happened was someone on Twitter went to one of these companies, went, I can't get a ticket at this machine. Or do I need it? I need to get a ticket for London. And they went, oh yeah, go to this or this station. One of them being King's Cross in London. And it's like, so do I need a ticket to get to London to get a ticket to get to London? They went, yes, you need a valid ticket. So how can you get a valid ticket
if you can't get a valid ticket?
If you can't get a valid ticket. Yeah. So apparently now Labour mayors are now fighting back about it. I think the union might be having something to say about it at some point as well.
Oh, the unions will definitely have something to say about it.
Well, it's just not working.
Because that's going to cost jobs.
Well, yeah, it is, and it's just not working because you say you're someone that just likes to use money. A lot of these are card only, as well. So if you want to use physical cash, you can't buy a ticket. So
there's a similar thing with some of the toilets. There, it's like you can either do like coins or contactless. What if you don't have change and you don't have a contactless card?
Well, yeah, exactly. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, a friend of mine who works for, I think it was previously East Midlands Trains.
Right.
He's definitely voiced his opinion on it, and he's not happy.
No one's happy, mate. The staff aren't happy.
Because he's platform staff, so his job would be at risk.
Well,
he's more than correct with this. It's absolutely stupid because they've tried to get rid of the guards. That's not working.
Well,
try and get rid of platform staff. That's not going to work. What next? Driverless trains.
Well, they've taken driver operated only off the table, so the guards are staying. From what I've heard, there are people trying to get driverless trains on the go in America.
The only place that I remember it working properly was the Docklands.
Yes, an enclosed circuit that has only passenger trains and is on raised track that nobody can interfere with.
Yeah.
You know, the stuff that, is self-contained and was designed to be driver only, but still has a guard that turns a key to open the doors and everything. So, yeah, it's not going to go well. But do you know what else isn't going well?
Tell me.
West Coast Railways. They've been told to stop all operations.
Again.
Because they're failing to comply with ORR regulations.
Again.
So this goes back to what we talked about last month with the doors issue.
The doors on the Mark 1s, yes.
And central locking. So there is a statement here. It's only a brief little statement. But you are failing to ensure the health and safety of your passengers and crew, thus putting them at risk of serious personal injury, as you are not implementing the controls identified in your risk assessment for rolling stock fitted with secondary door locking, in that passengers are being told by train crews to operate the secondary door locks. Stewards are not preventing passengers from operating the secondary door locks. Stewards are not preventing passengers from leaning on train doors or from leaning out of the open drop light windows in train doors of moving trains. And secondary door locks are not in the locked position or are being opened by train crew before the train is stationary, therefore creating a risk of persons falling from a train or being struck by infrastructure being passed by the moving train. So
I have a feeling that this has happened a lot more down south rather than on the Jacobite.
operations of the scheduled service between Fort William and Malag, known as the Jacobite, and operated by West Coast Railway Company Limited under its railways and other guided tour systems, Safety Regulations 2006 as amended.
So they've been watching the Jacobite as well.
The Jacobite is the one that's been shut down.
Wow.
I give you notice that I am the opinion that the following activities, namely the Jacobite, which was being carried on at between Fort William inclusive and Malag inclusive, I've probably said that last one wrong. Malag, involve a risk of serious personal injury, and that matters which give rise to the risks are the persons may fall from the doors of a train, or that any person leaning out of an open window of a moving train may be struck as the train passes infrastructure, including vegetation, rock cuttings, and earthworks close to the train. And that matters, and that those matters involve contravene of the following statutory purpose: the Health and Safety at Work Act 1974, sections 2 brackets 1 and 3 brackets 1. And I direct that the activity specified shall not be carried on by you after 0001 on Thursday, the 15th of June 2023, unless the contraventions and matters have been remedied. And that was the official wording of the prohibition notice of the ORR to the West Coast Railway Company Limited, Inspector Karen Joan Barnes.
Looks like West Coast will need to invest in some central locking Mark IIs.
Yes. Note 1. Failure to comply with this prohibition notice is an offence as provided by Section 33(1)(g) of the Health and Safety at Work Act 1974, Section 33(2), and Schedule 3A of that Act renders an offence liable on summary conviction to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months in England and Wales and 12 months in Scotland, or to a fine unlimited in England and Wales, or not exceeding to £20,000 in Scotland, or both, or on conviction on indictment to imprisonment of a term exceeding 2 years, or a fine, or both. 2. Except for an immediate prohibition notice, an inspector has power to withdraw a notice or to extend the period specified in the notice before the end of the... Yes, so they have a time to appeal. Obviously, this is all public information, so they've got 21 days to appeal to the Employment Tribunal. But they've got to... They've basically got to fix this by Thursday of last week.
Not going to happen.
Of last week. And I think the I think West Coast has said something. Let me go and have a look.
They probably have said something, and I'll tell you, the customers who booked on the Jacobites are not happy with this.
Jacobite morning train cancelled. Jacobite afternoon train cancelled. Welsh Mountaineer postponed. Garden of England lunchtime still going. Oh no, wait, sorry. Yeah. Cancelled. Jacobite cancelled. Jacobite cancelled. Oh, the Aberdonian's been cancelled as well.
They've actually cancelled it properly.
Yeah.
I thought they just reorganised it because Tornado wasn't able to do it, but no, they've actually cancelled it. Oh.
Yeah.
I guess no Leander for me then.
It says, if you go on the booking form, every single one is cancelled due to unforeseen circumstances. We are unable to run our Jacobite service on the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th and 20th. Unforeseen circumstances.
Meaning they were caught with an inspector.
Basically, they played mess around and find out, and they found out. Hard. You must sort out your door situation by the 15th or stop running. It'll be fine. Stop running. Oh.
Oh.
Oh dear. So,
Yes, that means the SRPS will have to do the Aberdonian instead then.
the Aberdonian was another company, actually. The Aberdonian was 21st Century.
Oh, I thought SRPS would have had a lot more say in that one. Because usually it's their coaches.
21st Century Steam have got the Aberdonian on the Thursday, the 20th, and that's cancelled, as long as with Jagabite. The Edinburgh Northern Bell is still running. The Welsh Mountaineer...
I think that one's, Mark 2s and 3s, so that one's fine.
Yeah, the Welsh Mountaineer has been rescheduled to the 1st of August. Garden of England Lunchtime Tour from Steam Dreams, the Sunset Steam Express with Steam Dreams, and the East Anglian Explorer with Vintage are still going ahead.
Because they've not broken any rules.
And I've said the Northern Bell are still running. But, yeah, everything West Coast has been shut down quite hard. So, oops. But
I guess all the passengers can go to the booking office demanding their money back.
oh no, wait, they can't. There's no booking tickets anymore, is there? So, talking of other services being cancelled, a report has come out from February of this year.
Is that the Metro?
Metro in Tyne and Wear.
Tyne and Wear, that's Newcastle and Sunderland.
Yeah.
Area.
75% of their stock was damaged at the peak of unavailable trains.
Jesus.
New figures have revealed that just 27% of the network's ailing 43-year-old fleet was available to be put in service in February during the nadir on ongoing reliability problems. I think that might be a misspelling. Struggles resulted in bosses cutting the timetable, axing extra trains that ran at peak times, while manufacturer Stradler was also being served with a remedial notice demanding an improvement. Functioning trains now sit at 87.5%.
Is that functional?
Functional.
Right. So there's been an improvement.
There are new stock coming in, which is costing £362 million. But it's going to take a couple of years. 75% out of service.
Time to do some mathematics.
Why, do you know how many wagons they've got?
They've got 87 sets.
87. What's that? 87. 5%. Where's the percent sign? There it is. 65.25 wagons.
I'd count that as 65 units out of service.
65 units out of service at any one time out of 87. That's bad.
Oh, wait, hang on. It might actually be worse, because that's the old units.
This was the old units, only 25% of the old 40-odd-year-old wagons, 43-year-old wagons were in use.
Ah, because I thought it was the Stadler ones that were having problems.
It is the Stadler.
Stadler ones are the ones that came in 2021.
No, it's the older ones. The Stadler ones are the ones we're replacing. So Stadler is replacing the old Stadler.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the 43-year-old main body of the fleet. Only 65 of them were out of use. So 87.
That's a problem.
65. 22 units in use out of the 87.
I wonder how much they had to cut down the timetable by.
Quite a fair bit. Because yeah, that's shockingly high. So yeah, that not good. So I mean, they could always bring back horses. It's only been since 1999 that horses stopped being used on the railway. So
Yeah, in the pits.
yeah, yes.
In fact, I find it weird that pit ponies outlasted industrial steam
The thing that the steam
by 9
engine,
years.
the thing that the steam engine was meant to be replacing.
Yeah. It boggles the mind that pit ponies lasted like almost a decade longer than what industrial steam did. It's nuts.
Yeah, 1990, the last industrial steam at Castle Donington.
And both those engines are still around, if I remember rightly.
Yeah. And then horse traction lasted till 99. So you think how long we've been using horses and they still outlasted the thing that's meant to be replacing them.
I mean, that's only in the pits.
Well, yeah.
Isle of Man still use them on the bloody waterfront.
Yeah, they have the horse trams, don't they?
And weren't some people kicking up a fuss about that a few years ago?
Oh, yeah. They
like, oh, it's slavery to the horses. They've
yeah,
been bred for this kind of work.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always going to be people that kick up a stink about animals being used because animal rights and it's cruel, even though the horse is like, I kind of like this.
It's like someone telling you to bring your dogs inside when they're more than happy just lying out in the snow.
Well, my two don't like the snow, but yes.
Really?
No,
that's odd for huskies.
No, Fern likes to go and sit in the sun and sunbathe. So, but yeah. Just to talk about replacements, a replacement is now on UK tracks.
Yep.
For
the tri-mode is now here.
Yes, the 93 is here, and she's looking nice.
In green.
In green, yes. And the cab looks interesting. It looks very sleek. Looks more like something you'd see on Star Trek, to be honest.
Might have been 68's cab a wee bit.
I like how it also gives you the number inside the cab, and you've got cab 1, cab 2.
Oh, they have a cab. They have a what end you're at and the number of the loco, just in case you forget what it is.
I probably would forget, to be fair, especially in a bland cab that.
Because I mean, they started doing that like 70s, 80s, maybe even the 90s.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be fair, mate.
Because I remember like there was something about Virgin having like just taking out a Sharpie and just writing the loco's number on the inside of the cab. In big old numbers like 47839. Done.
I don't know what end I'm on. It makes sense, to be fair, so at least you know which end you're on and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's looking nice. So hopefully we will have some information about when it goes into operations.
I'm also looking at the picture. Is that a Delaner coupler she's got on as well?
Just under the number?
Yeah.
Looks like it folds down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in theory, she could Thunderbird as well.
What, pull passenger stock?
Yeah, if it fails.
Yeah. Most.
So that's another use for them.
Well, this is the next question. Is I don't see a hook or a knuckle, and that is a lot of wiring underneath that coupling. So, what is she going to be pulling?
I think I see the hook. It's barely visible.
Yeah, that's a lot of wiring there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's wires, air hoses. It's mostly air hoses.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to be anywhere near it when that coupling drops down, though. But then again, you probably find
they drop it down well before.
You probably find it's hydraulic anyway as well.
Yeah, that's definitely probably hydraulic.
Yeah, but no.
57s used to do a similar job.
Oh, she's 4-4 as well. She's a Coco? No, Bobo. She's a Bobo.
What, two axles on each one? Yeah, that's a Bobo.
Yeah, Bobo, yeah. I didn't realise you were a Bobo.
I would have thought Coco, but
No, Bobo.
Bobo's fine.
Bobo. So,
Even got a snowplow for Scottish weather.
I wouldn't really call it a snowplow, more of a deflector for any sort of material on the track.
The green looks nice, definitely.
Definitely, yes. So.
So, who do you think's got to book it for a rail tour first?
Yeah. West Coast Railways.
Nah, personally, I think LSL or SRPS will book it first.
Probably. But I know who is on tour at the moment.
She was.
Nigel Gresley.
Yeah, she failed like last week or so.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there was
news
a
to
bit of
me.
a problem. She failed. She was booked on a tour and she failed a fitness to run exam.
Well, I know she's meant to be at the North Yorkshire Moors Railway for a gala soon, isn't she?
Yeah, the gala she'll probably be fine for, but I'm not sure.
She's only just come out of overhaul.
Yeah, but remember, she'll be in the teething phase.
Find out the bits.
Because remember, Penn Dennis is in a similar situation. She's not long come back either.
Yeah.
So where is the thing?
Speaking of castles, I saw, that ones that are going off to be made into Night Owl.
Yeah.
I saw that on the road.
Going away from Didcot, I hope.
She were heading northbound.
Yeah, away from Didcot. Good news.
Yeah, so she was on the M1 heading towards Loughborough when I saw her. And I'm sure I've seen a picture of her at Loughborough, so that doesn't make much sense.
She was at Loughborough, that's the thing.
Oh, did she go to Loughborough, then somewhere else, and then up?
Then to Didcot, and then I think she's probably gone back to Loughborough if that.
Strange. But yeah, saw her on the M1, because I was travelling back from, funny enough, Leicester, and saw a green Mark 1 coming southbound. I was like, oh, Mark 1. And then this lorry moved out in front of me, and I just got this castle facing me, and I was like...
He's like, oh, hello, you.
And someone's drawn, like, crying eyes on the smoke box.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
So I was like, I know that loco. But, oh dear. But yeah, so... see weird things when you're out and about.
Yeah, you always do.
Speaking of weird things, is that The Apprentice running back with our McDonald's?
Oh, bloody time.
Aye. Right, we'll see you all next time. We're going to go stuff our faces.
Oh, yeah.
Bye.
Meh.